Shalom Aleichem, this is Rabbi Kovacs. Mishnah Yomi continues in the first chapter of Sukkah, Mishnah Zion, Mishnah 7. Now, yesterday we talked about using boards, like 2x4s, even wider, as Sechach for a Sukkah, and that large boards were pasul according to everyone. Looks like a roof. Now, Mishnah Zion gets into, what about a roof? For instance, if you have a screened-in porch in the back, and it has sort of a, not a gishmaka roof, but we'll see a bit of a roof, could you do something to that to make that area, that room, into a sukkah? So Mishnah Zion, Tikra she'ein aleha maziva, a roof with no plaster on it. So it's not painted, it's not plaster, it's just boards. Rabbi Yehuda says you could fix this up. Beit Shammai would say, mefokpek benota echad b'intayim. So loosen up all the boards, move them out of their position, loosen the nails and move them around, and take every other board. And those gaps you're going to fill in with kosher sechach, with other sechach materials that are totally kosher. Beit Hillel and Beit Hillel would say, mefakpek o notel achad b'intayim. You can either loosen up all the boards and then just put them back on the roof. Once they've been moved, you've made it into a sukkah, and you no longer have a problem of taseh v'lo mina asui. You don't have a ready-made sukkah. You're now making your sukkah l'shem sukkah. O notel achad b'intayim, or you take every other board and fill in with kosher sechach. Of course, this is talking about when these boards are not too big to make them pasul according to everyone. These are boards that are kosher for Rabbi Yehuda. They're not more than 4 tefachim, or they're less than 4 tefachim. Rather, 4 tefachim would be pasul for Rabbi Yehuda. But by moving the boards from their location and or filling in kosher sechach, you've resolved the problem of gezerah tikra, of it looks just like a normal roof, and you've also resolved the problem of taseh lo asui. Rabbi Meir Omer, the Mishnah concludes, no til achad mib'tayim ve'ein mefakbek. He says it wouldn't work just to loosen the boards and move them around. You'd have to take every other board and fill in with kosher sechach. And this is Rabbi Meir l'shitasa. Rabbi Meir's opinion is that roof boards are not acceptable sechach at any point, even if you put them there l'shem sukkah. So you really need to take every other board. And really the Mefarshim say you take a little bit more than every other board. So the majority of the roofing is done with kosher sechach. That would make Rabbi Meir happy. On to Mishnah Ches. Hamkare sukkato b'shipudim. Somebody roofs over his sukkah with a shipud. Now, a shipud is a wonderful invention. It allows us to grill meat over the fire. It is like a spit, like a metal spit. And this is a kli, so it's not good sechach. O barucha damita, or the long boards that are under the bed. They're part of the bed frame. So they're also, even though they're a flat board, and even if they're not the large size that's pasul for sechach, they are a kli because they're part of the bed frame. So these are definitely both pasul, but im yesh revach beinehem, if there's space in between these spits or these boards, kimotan, the same size as them, really, in reality, a little bit bigger, kesherin. So you're going to fill in these gaps between the pasul sechach with kosher sechach, and you're going to end up with majority kosher sechach, and you'll be okay. Lechatchila, you don't want to use these things for your sukkah roof. You want to use them for your bed frame and for grilling your meat to have a delicious suda. Finally, the Mishnah concludes, hahotet begodish. Someone carves out a haystack. So he was looking for a needle, and he was digging out the middle of the haystack and leaving the sides and the top of the haystack intact. Lasso bo sukkah, to make a sukkah, really. He's trying to make a sukkah. Eina sukkah. So this haystack is not a kosher sukkah, even if you removed the straw in the middle, working your way in, and made like a teepee kind of shape. Now the reason here is that this haystack was not originally made as a sukkah or for shade. It was made as a haystack. So the main part of making the sukkah is the placing of the sechach. Here he's hollowed out underneath the top, underneath the sechach, and even though hay is kosher sechach, but he didn't move that hay on top, on that roof area, l'shem sukkah, l'shem sechach, so it's still l'shem pile of hay, and it's pasul as a sukkah. Yasher kochachem, sei gesund.